your back. We
All
just
right.
got your back. We got the local recording going, so this is round number 1. We do have 3 matches for you tonight. And Freaks, how you doing? It's been a while since we've done one of these.
I'm excited, man. That's all I have to say.
Excited to be back in the saddle.
I am.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Let's kick this game off.
Are we going to kick it off? All right. So starting out, match number 1 for us tonight, as you can see on the screen there, we do have Nighthawk and Bertelli coming up. So right now, we're going to go ahead and just switch it over. Freaks, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so here we go. Game number 1 is loaded and ready to go. So spawning down here on the bottom right-hand side of Belshire Vestige, we have our blue Terran player, Nighthawk.
Knocked him Nighthawk at that.
Knocked him Nighthawk.
He is our teammate. We have to give him props.
He is. Do you want to do the honor of introducing our other player?
Yes. The pink Zerg we have here in the top left is Bertelli, and I'm not going to even try to pronounce his clan name, whatever that is.
So, Freaks, what do you think we're going to see? That's got to be the first question, as we see the friendly banter going on between both of these players.
Cheese.
You're expecting cheese.
I am expecting some cheese here because, I mean, we've got Bertelli's in Bronze League, I believe, and then we have Jeff here, who is silver, maybe gold. He says it's been a while since he's played, but in those lower leagues, man, I don't know. I think cheese is a lot more prevalent, so that's what I expect. I expect some cheese.
That'll happen, and it would be awesome if I cut my music. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, look, so it is a 9 pool, or is that a 10 pool? I don't
know. I think that'd be a 10 pool. I think we're good. We got the 10 pool going down now for Bertelli up here in the top left.
And
first barracks going down for Nighthawk. As well as the double supply depot.
Yep. He's getting that wall off super quick. See, he's just like me. He predicts some cheese. He knows that those Zerglings are on their way.
You know, judging by that early SCV, though, either he's going to scout or he's going for it and being ballsy and going.
He's going to make a base. Nope.
No. So we do see the scouting pattern for the SCV of Nighthawk coming up here to scout every position to make sure that Zerg didn't place a macro hatch right there.
And we do see that Bertelli here is he's got his drone there for an expansion, but he's a little bit delayed there, just kind of chilling.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious what happened there. If it was the fact that he made drone or Zergling and Queen, actually that would have done it. 2 sets of Zerglings and the Queen coming out for him now. That did take up the money that he could have used for an expansion. So the expansion going to be delayed on the 18.
Oh, he's got double scout from Nighthawk going all over the map.
He just wants to make sure he's not proxying.
Proxy hatch,
the proxy hatch.
The proxy.
As we have seen. We've seen Jay Lely. Scorer, are you still bitter about that? I just have to ask. I saw you in the chat when Jay Lely stole your natural. Are you a little bitter?
Oh, man. I actually, I don't remember that game.
I do. I remember casting it live.
Was that one of those final games?
It was one of the final games from I think it was the summer tournament we had last summer.
Something like that. That was actually 2 summers ago.
Was it? Oh, it's been so long. Yeah, it has been 2 summers ago. Wow. Nighthawk definitely knows his Terran macro, hitting the A key.
That and getting some gas up there, so we're going to see something besides Marines.
We also do have a Roach Warren going down for Bertelli, which I think is a good move because Roaches are extremely valuable in the early game, especially with openings like Reaper and whatnot. Shutting that stuff down. They're a little heavier than Zerglings.
It is a little bit ballsy to be going for Reapers, especially when he's got a Queen out there on that creep. But it looks like he's dropping a double reactor. He canceled one of them. All right. So I think he's just going to go for the good old stim pack and keep pounding out those Marines there. I don't think he's going to be going for Reapers. That's my prediction.
We do see, though, more Zerglings in production for Bertelli up here in the top left corner. He is he's making drones still. I was going to say he's a little undersaturated in his main. Still no rally point.
He's got to get that speed, man.
He does need speed. And Score, to answer your question from the chat, somewhere. Somewhere being the prime word. If I get a chance in the next week or so, I will look and I can send you an email or a message about it. We do see the Lings from Bertelli coming across the map, though. He is going to be sadly disappointed, however, when he does run into the wall of Nighthawk, making sure that nothing comes up that ramp.
That is true, and we also do have combat shields in production right now. So these Marines are going to be a little bit safer against these Zerglings whenever he decides to hit, unless... I was going to say, he doesn't have enough gas for Banelings at this point in time. So,
oh, but he comes up, he's going to pick away at these supply depots.
And he's just going to lose everything.
Nice spread by Nighthawk, though, on those Marines and the one Marauder. Being able to get the full concave on the Lings. Only chipping away 80 damage on that supply depot.
It didn't really matter a whole lot anyway. Didn't really need that spread to kill all of his Zerglings. There's no way they were going to get in, regardless.
Score, shoot me a message on a Facebook, and I'll see what I can do. The next couple of weeks are a little crazy, so before Thanks Landing might not work out so well. But going back to the game, we use the combat shields just now finishing up for Nighthawk. Another barracks in production.
We have roaches coming out for Bertelli, and a few more reactors going down on that second base. I don't know if he's... I mean, honestly, I think Banelings would be his best option for something like this. Baneling bust right through those supply depots after losing all those Zerglings.
I agree, but then again, he's coming up here with roaches. I think if he just keeps streaming roaches across the map, he'll be fairly safe. Although,
we do see a Reaper.
A Reaper?
There is a Reaper coming out for Nighthawk from that second barracks there.
Yeah, we do see that. So we do have 3 Marauders out. So those Marauders are going to wail on these roaches, and oh god,
no stim pack yet. So,
well, this looks like it's a fairly even battle, but Bertelli deciding that he wants to just sacrifice all these roaches and do as much damage as he can. So Bertelli without an army now. He does have 4 roaches in production, but I don't know how well that's going to work out for him. Nighthawk going to go ahead and make sure there's no hidden Banelings.
And he's getting that expansion up. He's going to float it away there.
He is. Are we going to see a hidden expansion out of Nighthawk?
I'd say so. I mean, that natural there is pretty safe. He could go and place it right there, but no, I think he's definitely going to lift that up and put it at that, what is that 5th base there on the other side. Possible 4th.
In that case, why don't you just take your opponent's 3rd? It seems like the legit strat to me. But we'll have to see how that plays out as that command center is just about finished.
Burrow. We're getting Burrow here.
Nice. That's what we like to see. It's especially, what I've noticed on the ladders, you see people, if they're going to do something with Burrow, occasionally they do it without layer, since it is not restricted to layer now, which was as Blizzard intended. D-Browder did somebody a solid.
Sadly, though, we're still missing speed.
We are still missing.
It looks like he's not even going to go for any layers, and he's just going to straight up go for roaches.
And Nighthawk with the scan does see...
a spire going down. Oh, he doesn't see it, actually, does he?
Oh, the spire? No, he did not see the spire. It was just out of range. We do have the spire going down, but I think it might be a little too late, as we do have the army from Nighthawk pushing across the map.
Taking out that creep.
I don't know that this is going to be nearly enough roaches. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. I mean, we do not have Stimpack here on this army.
I mean, like, the one thing... Oh, and some Desperation Spine Crawlers. So, I mean, if you can hold off until the Spine Crawlers gets done, I have a better chance. But this army is engaging, and it's going to be pretty sour for him as he does push in. The power
isn't looking good at all.
The power of 1A. Bertelli, though, actually doing a fairly good job of microing back those roaches, trying to keep them alive at least a little bit longer. Last roach does go down, forgets to cancel that Spine Crawler, and the Marines...
I don't know, that Spire's gonna make it, and he might be able to crank out... Oh, he has no money, never mind. There will be no Mutalisks coming for Bertelli here. 11 roaches, though. Sadly, I don't think it'll be enough.
We'll see. The one Spine Crawler did finish. It does do some damage on the Marauder there. It does pick one of them off. But, yeah, I don't think this is going to be nearly enough. Another Spine Crawler going... wow. Another Spine Crawler going down in the main. Bertelli, instead of actually using all those units, so only opting to attack with a few roaches. And, gets caught with the move command. Although Marines are pretty good.
I don't know, man.
This is going to be rough. He can still pull this off, but he's going to be way behind if he does.
I don't think so. Oh, maybe with that spine crawler there, yeah, he is retreating. We have seen a successful hold off.
But we do see a nice swell of Marines coming from Nighthawk, and Nighthawk actually choosing to be safe and goes ahead and takes his own natural expansion.
Indeed.
I just feel like that's worth noting.
Yeah, I saw that. He didn't take the 5th.
Nighthawk deciding that these assimilators are too much to have out here.
And he doesn't have any Marauders. He decides to go for
just purely
Marines right now.
And we do have 6 roaches in production, although I don't think the Spire, like trying to redo it, was the proper move for Bertelli. He actually does need to just hold this off and then try and expand again, but the Spine Crawler does get taken out as another swell of roaches does come in, but it is going to be too little too late, and they get lost on command.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad engagement. Oh, we do see a GG coming from Bertelli and Nighthawk, so I guess that puts Nighthawk at a 1-0 lead.
That does put Nighthawk at a 1-0 lead in this series, so we'll be right back with game number 2. Enjoy some of the music.
Pretty decisive victory there.
Yeah. What do you think Bertelli needs to do differently in game number 2?
Game number 2, I think roaches are definitely out of the question, especially against a huge bioforce like that. Definitely, well, they're cheap for sure, and you can make a lot of them, but I think the gas is better invested in banelings. That and making sure securing his second a little bit better to secure that gas income. Just going for a complete army of roaches just did not work out for him at all.
Yeah, and actually, let's take a second to thank Ace Mene for our background here.
Indeed, thank you.
He did that pro bono, so he actually is just getting free advertising from us, so thank you for that. My neighbor deciding they want to, like,
I hear that
stuff into the walls. I apologize if anybody can hear that.
I can hear that over Skype, so likely over the stream as well.
So,
some pissed
yeah.
neighbors.
With that, we're going to go ahead and jump into game number 2.
All right. And the top right here we have Noctum Nighthawk, our Terran player, as the red Terran.
And spawning down here in the bottom left, we have Bertelli, who I'm assuming plays random, considering it was Zerg last time and Terran this time.
Interesting. So I guess the whole Baneling recommendation is not going to apply here. And again, what map is this? Is this a Frost? Frost. I have not played on this one myself, so... When's the last time you played?
When's the last time? Oh.
Beginning of summer. That is
gotta love
unfortunate.
this banter back and forth.
And it's about as long as it's been since I've played, honestly.
I play every once in a while, not very often. School's kind of gotten the better of me this semester.
Dude, you're level 71. You have nothing to say. You play all the time.
Yeah, okay. So we do see both supply depots going down. Fairly regular stuff here. We're going to have to see if both players decide they're going to wall off, or if one of them decides to be a little bit gutsy and go for an early expand.
It's like Bertelli is actually a little bit ahead of there on his supply depot timing. So I'm assuming you're right. He does play random. He's got that skin for the supply depot, so he must have some decent experience in the Terran race. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I just got a notification on my phone that Jeff Nation, he has plugged us on his Facebook page.
That a boy, so, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, buddy. We do see Nighthawk actually going after an early second supply depot, which I find a little interesting.
Yeah, not really useful against another Terran player. It's probably just habit.
It is, because at this point he doesn't know that Bertelli rolled random and went with Terran.
That is true, though. Was he random when we were in the loading screen? Did you see? I didn't catch. Actually, you know, you can check that, can't you? Can't you just pull up the teams?
It would say random. But we do see Nighthawk scouting actually in the opposite direction. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I think this is tournament edition of this map, so it is probably force cross spawns, although this map is actually huge. I mean, like, if you look at the rush distance straight across as opposed to, like, side to side, it's still really big.
It is pretty massive.
So both players, if they really wanted to, they could make it spawn on either side. But we do see Bertelli sending one Marine down, so Oh, nope, and a second barracks. I was hoping we would have seen a one racks command center, but
I think that's just worth mentioning again. Well, looks like
and
Nighthawk Scout does get in there. He's going to see some gas.
Anyway, back to what you were saying.
There are Marauders being trained and not Reapers, so he doesn't have anything to worry about for now. But no, I was going to say that does... I believe that does deserve to be mentioned again. There's just the magnitude of this map is just massive, and you can literally... I mean, I'd love to see a really long game on this map, just because, I mean, there are so many resources to take, and it could just result in some really awesome games, I think.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases per player.
Roughly,
eight including the main.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and actually interesting to see a slight deviation here in Nighthawk's play. We actually have the factory going down. I don't actually think we saw the factory last game.
We didn't. No, that was all barracks there. But maybe I'm a little bit out of the loop here. Tanks used to be the standard, but maybe he'll go for some mine play. That'd be interesting to see. Starport, he's going for the Destiny Cloud Fist.
The 1-1-1 with 2 racks.
Okay, whatever. The 2-1-1. It's close enough.
2-1-1.
Right. He's got barracks, factory, starport.
That's right. Maybe actually he's going to go for with this reactor. I don't know. I've seen people go for, I think it's 4 Marines and 2 Widow Mines, and they go do that drop. It's entirely possible that happens. Now, he does have 4 Marines out by coincidence, but he is training 2 more. I'd be interested to see if that actually happens or if he decides to go somewhere else. Now, interesting choice, though, for Bertelli. He is getting ready to expand, but decided to throw down the engineering bay and is going to go for quick upgrades.
So he built a reactor. Nighthawk built a reactor on his factory, but he switches off the starport onto that reactor, so he's probably going to be making some medevacs. And he is floating away the factory for a scout. Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it definitely takes away what I thought was going to happen here. Also, it's important to note out of Nighthawk, we don't see a tech lab on either one of these barracks.
Indeed. And he is supply blocked, sadly. That's when you just drop down like 3 supply depots like you just did there.
Or you just...
oh, there's the extra supply. Did you
I was going to say, or you did the supply drop. So it's good to see that we see both of those things coming out of Nighthawk. 2 medevacs in production for Nighthawk. Now, if we switch back down to Bertelli, he is finally getting a factory down. Still no expand. It looks like he's getting ready to. He has the money, so we're going to see that expand go down right there. And the floating factory across the middle of the map.
That is a long way to scout.
That
factory has its work cut out for him, and he's going to be met by a few Marines there in about 5 minutes.
It's also interesting to note that, outside of that initial scout, neither player has scouted each other again.
They haven't.
And actually, Bertelli has not scouted. If we check Bertelli's vision here, he actually doesn't know where Nighthawk is, which is a pretty big problem in a lot of ways.
Come on, he's just going to turtle, man.
Hey, I mean, you know what? Whatever Terran's the turtle race, that happens.
But, he goes and scans in the top left corner there. Interesting.
Who was the scan from? Do we know?
I believe that was Bertelli.
I was gonna say we don't really have a way. Oh, and the push coming out from Bertelli. Uh oh.
This factory is going to get some good information there.
The factory is going to get some pretty good information. If we check the vision on that factory, he doesn't actually see anything that's going on. But we do have the push coming across the map from Bertelli.
Oh,
as well as the medevac drop.
Are those medevacs going to be caught by these Marines here? This could be a huge coincidence.
No. Oh no.
Oh, let's see Bertelli's vision. Oh, he sees them. He sees them, but he's not doing anything about it. He doesn't care.
No. Bertelli, he was on an attack command into that base and actually just ignored the medevacs.
Or maybe they just didn't get in range because those Marauders were in front and they don't shoot up.
So. And now, this was an amazing scout by Nighthawk.
I will attest to that. That was really good. He got lucky because there was nothing at home to really kill that factory, and those 2 Marines are just not going to do a whole lot to it. But he did see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and actually, it comes actually full circle back to scouting.
And we see the drop here.
Oh, but he's going to run into the missile turrets.
Oh, he is. Oh,
one
not before one. Hey, it dropped everything, and those workers are pretty much all dead.
Yeah.
But it looks like at the same time, Bertelli's going to go ahead and push up into Nighthawk's base.
He's still got quite a ways to go. He's still crossing the Borean Tundra Savannah here.
The Borean Tundra, nice WoW reference. Meanwhile, he has no workers left.
No, he has natural. But he's PFing his natural. So that's something we don't see very often. Nighthawk
that's an act of desperation right there.
Although Bertelli is pushing up the main, we have mass chaos going on at home, but he's deciding to continue to push up.
Those medevacs are dropping.
He's deciding to run in. Interesting play all the way around. I don't know that it's going to work out unless he cleans up those Marines. Now, Nighthawk is continuing to build Marines out of his attacking SCVs.
All the workers.
All of them. This is going to get cleaned up by Nighthawk. Now, if we look up here at Bertelli's base, Bertelli in a little bit of trouble.
However, I don't think that planetary is going to fall anytime soon.
Did you just see that?
The tank?
No, I would call the micro here by Nighthawk lifting those few Marines up.
Oh, I did not see that. I was looking at Bertelli's base. Oh, I'm very sad that I didn't catch that. That's alright.
It's okay. So we have the repair going down on the orbital command now.
However, I mean, let's check out the income tab. Bertelli is still ahead.
Yeah.
Just because he's got that second base with the planetary, that's not going to fall anytime soon.
And it looks like Nighthawk has a bunch of idle workers. He has 3 workers.
Hey, he's busy wrecking Bertelli's base, man.
But he's going all in. Look at this. Look at the all in.
Oh, man.
So much all in.
Oh, no, he's not all in. He dropped some mules, and he's got a few workers at home.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you modern TVT. And I'm not making that up. Actually,
it's right before our eyes, man.
There have been a few games, actually, and actually the current meta for Terran, at least a while back, was to actually go ahead and just mass up Marines and whatnot, hit the 16-minute mark, pull all of your SCVs, lead with them, and just attack and win.
It works.
It does. It all-inning works.
And the next wave of Marines and SCVs and a medevac with a few Marines in it. Oh, is that a GG? That's a G.
That's a G. We don't have the full GG.
Good. Oh. Nighthawk says GG.
What?
Oh, what is going on here?
Is that the Manor BM GG from Nighthawk?
No repair yet.
But PFs are pretty powerful.
He doesn't really need to repair at this point.
We're gonna just continue to watch that PF and see how many kills it gets throughout the course of this game.
Oh, he's like, screw it. 21 kills so far on that PF.
Marines coming in, they're gonna load back up. So Bertelli does hold off and stabilize.
It isn't quite GG.
Yeah, I don't know if we saw just a preemptive GG or a Manor GG or how that works out, but yeah.
He underestimated his PF, and as soon as he saw that was cleaning up those Marines, he's like, "Oh fuck it, I'm not out of this yet."
We do have a Viking coming out though, gonna take care of the scouting factory for Nighthawk, and we have General Tyler in the chat. Oh my goodness, we're just
Tyler.
We're getting a reunion going on here in the chat.
It has been far too long.
Has. Now we see the main from Bertelli getting cleared out. Bertelli going to go ahead and wall himself off in the front. He does have a barracks down, so he can continue to produce them Marines.
And Nighthawk's getting a second base, yeah.
Yeah, taking the expansion down. And just going to chill at home.
So that all-in wasn't so all-in.
But there was a preemptive GG, so let's just recap this game so far for anybody who's just tuning in. We had no scouting into Marine push via medevac into losing your main into...
It was essentially a not exactly a base race, actually, never mind. It almost came down to that, but Nighthawk was able to save his home base by pulling all his workers. He lost pretty much everything, which put both players essentially back in the Stone Age. But
I was gonna say, if we look at the income tab, it's 19 harvesters to 13. So at this point, we're back at square one.
Although we are 17 minutes in the game.
Close enough.
But the planetary, that's going to win it for Bertelli. That's my prediction.
I am digging it.
I know how it turns out, but that's my prediction. Had I not known the results of this series.
We do see a couple of Vikings getting produced here for Nighthawk. I think just really to deal with the other air superiority, no real reason outside of that. Now it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of the harassment with the Vikings
Yeah,
of.
not really sure what these guys are going to be up to. They can, obviously land and shoot some SCVs, but it just seems like not the best way to harass another Terran player.
And we actually see Bertelli going ahead and taking his main back for Mother Russia.
Feels confident enough to do that. That's good.
Secure enough to take his main back, which is a good sign. And we do have Bertelli just kind of hanging out over here on the left-hand side of the map with those Vikings.
Hey, and if you check this factory that Nighthawk landed over here by the third or fourth or whatever, Bertelli did produce a Hellion out of that. So.
And we do get the Viking harass.
Oh, indeed. And Nighthawk
does nothing.
Yeah, there we go. There's the reaction.
So what's the worker tab back down to?
10 to 26. So economically, Bertelli has got this game in the bag. But
losing those Vikings,
we're gonna lose every single one of those Vikings. But it was fucking worth it.
I was gonna say, like, what was the trade-off there? If we actually look at the workers killed tab, 32 workers killed for Bertelli, 16 for Nighthawk. And the scan coming down, we do have a nice oversaturation of the main, of what we're going to start calling the main for Bertelli now.
Yeah, this is the main. This is effectively the main, and we see a big push coming out here from a Nighthawk. He wants to end this game right away.
That is a pretty scary army. Now, we're going to have to focus in on that planetary fortress again, because I have a feeling that's going to be the focal point of this battle, and Nighthawk backing up.
Yeah, essentially, Bertelli is going to lose his army, and then his planetary is going to clean everything up again.
I kind of feel like that's how that engagement will go down. Now, Nighthawk starting from the Stone Age again.
Yeah, and he decided to pull his army back. I guess he was confident, and then something discouraged him. I don't know what it was.
It was something, though.
Oh, getting his harvester count back up. He's up to 13 now.
Close enough. And we have the retroactive missile turret coming up in the back of the base.
Oh, yeah, he's like, that's not happening again.
And a sensor tower going down. And if we check up here at the factory, if we actually look at the units tab right now, we do have one Hellion out.
Where did that Hellion go?
It's back here with the army.
You're right, it is. Okay.
And the sensor tower is done. So now Bertelli just continuing to macro up back home.
Yeah, that main is a bit saturated there. He should transfer some workers over, but that's up to him. Regardless, he is still decently ahead in income there, with almost between 800 and 900 mineral income to Nighthawk's 700. So.
And actually, Bertelli is doubling Nighthawk's worker count right now.
Indeed, he is, but he's not efficiently using those workers.
And we see the Doom drop coming out again from Nighthawk.
Oh. He's just going to drop right back in that pseudo main of Bertelli there. And it's just going to be a repeat of what we saw 10 minutes ago.
Pretty much, only this time we have missile turrets protecting the side over here.
We have one that might catch it.
Maybe.
That other one's a little bit out of the way there. We'll see what happens.
But we do have an actually fairly substantial army for Bertelli.
We do.
And the army for Nighthawk. What's up?
Trying to see if we've got...
And the scan goes down.
Alright, so we don't have combat shields on these Marines. Stimpack is researched for Bertelli. Oh, and the missile turret's going to start shooting one of those medevacs down, and it gets it. But it didn't have anything in it, so... And he's going to draw... Oh, he lost a bunch of units there. And that gets cleaned up quite easily. Oh.
That was brutal.
However, behind that push, he did take his third base. Here in the top right corner.
There is safety in that. There is safety.
So it looks like we've got the supply depot wall around this planetary. This is...
ring around the planetary with supply
something like that. Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep with planetaries. Just think about how that battle would have been forever changed if Helm's Deep was actually a planetary fortress.
Oh, man.
Just let that one sink in.
Just let it sink in, huh?
Just let it sink in.
PF's like anti-Urukai.
Yeah, pretty much.
It wasn't Helm's Deep that won that battle, it was Gandalf.
That's true, but I mean, like, if Helm's Deep was a planetary fortress, you can bet that they wouldn't have needed Gandalf. Especially if they had SCV repair behind it. I mean, that thing is unstoppable.
All right. I'll take it.
And where did we just go?
I don't know. I mean, we've been watching the same progression for like the past 15 minutes now. More Marines being produced by Nighthawk. He does have his third base, not really operational. I mean, he's got one SCV harvesting over there. However, he has surpassed Bertelli on income, minerals, that is, not gas, and he has almost half the harvester count, so that's an impressive feat.
Yeah, Bertelli
Bertelli actually is loading up for a drop himself right now, if you see that.
So here we go, Doom Drop number 3. We're going to see if this works. This might just be the battle of Doom Drops.
Doom Drop 3.
So we're just going to follow this one across the map and see what happens. So if anything else happens in the next few seconds, I'm really sorry that we missed it.
Doom Drop Boogaloo.
Doom Drop Boogaloo?
Doom Drop Boogaloo.
Doom Drop Boogaloo.
Oh, there's a bunker. He's got 2 bunkers. Here, Nighthawk at his second base there. Apparently he doesn't feel that his third base needs any defenses. Oh, and he's turning it into a planetary. It's almost done.
Uh-oh. Are we going to have the Battle of Planetary Fortresses to end this game?
I guess so. Bertelli's going in for a drop.
Like I said, we're still following that drop. I did morph away to see the rest of the happenings, but we are following the drop of Bertelli up to the side.
If this came down to both of their armies fighting evenly, I think Nighthawk would quite stomp that. Oh, he sees this planetary fortress here.
And decides just to go by.
Except most of his army, well, most of his medevacs there are left behind.
Uh-oh, and the air war begins. First shots fired by Bertelli.
Oh, and he drops 1 medevac worth of Marines and loses all of them. And now he's got his reinforcements, and he's going to drop them where? Right there on that planetary fortress.
All right, so we have planetary fortress number 2.
Oh, that one's actually dropping, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
I don't either, even with medevac support.
How many times are we going to see this?
Well, we have 13 kills on that planetary fortress.
Apparently none of these players realize how powerful these PFs are. Because they both tried to go in and killed them and just ended up picking their units up and backing out.
Now, we do have a defensive siege tank by Bertelli and a third base going down for Bertelli. So, actually, Bertelli has a chance to catch back up, so to say, in that sense. Nighthawk's still short on SCVs. He does have some stuff that he's bringing down to his natural.
Short on SCVs, and he's not working to bring that number up there.
We do have the defensive siege tank in the base of Bertelli.
Oh, okay.
And Nighthawk actually with a lot of idle workers around the map. I think that's a little bit of a mistake on his part.
What's that? He's got
some idle workers.
Oh, idle
by the
workers,
bunkers.
okay.
And a siege tank out now.
Apparently it's not phasing him, though. He's just continuing to add to this Marine count here.
And Nighthawk taking a 4th.
A 4th.
One thing I would like to see from Nighthawk is increasing production. Now, we do have another barracks going down, but I mean, like, look at his money right now. He could drop down 4 or 5 barracks and probably be completely fine.
That is true. However, he does need to get on that SCV production, which it looks like he is now in this PF. He's got like 3 or 4 SCVs there queued up, and hopefully we'll see some kind of transfer there. Well, actually, never mind. There's only 12 out of 24 on his natural. He needs to get that count up before transferring over. But I think instead of grabbing that 4th base, he should just work on his SCV count. But
and Bertelli is morphing an orbital command in his main. Now, the natural for Bertelli is just about mined out, actually, as is the main. So he does need to take a base here, or he's going to start to choke out soon.
It looks like he's planning to do that. As soon as that orbital is done, he might lift that off and take it to a 3rd. But he does have a pretty sizable force here. Pretty comparable to what Nighthawk over here is rocking. But how many SCVs we got idle in that army?
Now the question I have actually is, where is this this orbital going to go? Is he going to go take which 3rd is he going to take?
Looks like he's going up to that 3rd right there. It looks like he's going to land that.
He's going to take up the top. Okay.
Yeah, and he's bringing his army there to secure that, or just go ahead and push. He feels like he's got a that is Sky Terran right there, medevacs.
That is Sky
and some Phantom Vikings
and a couple SCVs.
But Nighthawk has some tanks.
Unsiege.
Only a few of his own medevacs.
Unsiege tanks, nonetheless. Now, we do have another PF upgrading for Nighthawk.
We'll see where Bertelli decides to push in first, and he's going to go right up that ramp.
This is going to be pretty effective, actually, with that siege tank unsiege. Now,
That
it
is true.
it is important to note that
but go ahead.
there is no combat shield for Bertelli.
That is
Yes,
true.
But no combat shield.
That siege tank does get sieged, and he's got a great concave over Bertelli's army. It just annihilates that. I think we were a little bit overestimating that army there, just because of the massive amounts of medevacs.
Well, we were looking at the supply, and supply told us it was like 160 to 88. But yeah, the angle of engagement and whatnot for Bertelli was not in his favor.
Yeah, he just kind of squished all his units up in there, and Nighthawk got a great concave and eventually sieged that tank, which helped him out there. So this game's just been back and forth.
Do you see more reinforcements for Bertelli coming out? Nighthawk actually just playing the defense game at this point. If we go ahead and open up the production tab, 2 more medevacs in production for Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Now, he did tack down another starport and another factory.
And we also could see the 2 medevacs coming out for Bertelli, which I think is a bad decision. He needs to work on his actual DPS dealing units. I mean, he's got 9 medevacs here, and he can repair those up just fine. And I think that's quite overkill in the medevacs. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I do. I actually think he needs to add in more, maybe a few more Vikings, and then work definitely on his ground forces, because he's going to get slaughtered on the ground. Another part of that is also that he doesn't have combat shield.
That is true, and I don't know if he's noticed that. I know I've made that mistake before, not too commonly, but it does happen. I think really his best option right now is, because he's seen what Nighthawk's up to. He's just going pure Marauder Marine. I mean, he had 1 tank. If he took that knowledge and used it and decided to go with his own tanks and actually made more tanks, I think he'd be a little bit more comfortable in his engagements there, because especially against bio units and Marauders, tanks are impeccable.
And we do have more units just going to continue to get flooded out here by Nighthawk. Now, Nighthawk is upgrading to level 2 weapons and producing a Thor.
Oh man, 35 minutes. 35 minutes in, level 2 weapons.
The 35-minute level 2 weapon.
4 strength, 4 stam leather belt.
That, yes. Kind of what it
Oh,
feels
another Doom Drop. Doom Drop 4.
Where is Doom Drop?
Doom Drop 4 here in Bertelli's base.
Oh my god.
And those
Nighthawk's-
scans all over the place. He knows it's coming.
Yeah, now it's just like ring around the rosy with trying to dodge these scans. And Bertelli just says forget it and walks right into one.
He's leaving 4 medevacs behind. I don't know what that's for. He might be scared that there's another push coming towards his base. Ooh, and Thor is here for Nighthawk.
And Nighthawk choosing to move out.
He knows it's coming.
He does. Now where is the question. And we do have a Banshee out for Nighthawk. Interesting play there to add some more DPS. And he does bring those medevacs from his main.
Okay. Not sure why he left those behind. It seemed like it was intentional, but he's got a few more, bringing reinforcements up to that army. He is maxed, so this is it. It all comes down to this engagement.
This is the war.
Oh, and he's gonna drop on this 4th base.
I don't know how I feel about
maybe.
that. Bertelli did take a fourth.
And Nighthawk pulls back to defend this base here. With a planetary there, this is just gonna be a wrap.
That planetary got 2 kills, 4 kills. We're just gonna watch that planetary until it dies, and it looks like it's going to right there.
This A clicks right in.
Yeah, Nighthawk's skipping in. And we see the supplies just continue to pop.
Oh man, the supply is all in those medevacs. There are over 16 medevacs there. There are a total of 18. And they're useless, you know?
Yeah, at this point, I think he just needs to focus directly on unit production. We do actually see 2 more medevacs in production, and I'm not liking it at all.
Yeah, he's just got so many and no units to actually heal. I don't know. Honestly, he might be just trying to get out everything he can and just spamming units at this point and not realizing that, medevacs aren't helping him out a whole lot at this point. He couldn't even fill them all with that drop there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he's got so much supply tied up in these to begin with. That's 17 medevacs with 2 more popping out. He's at 19.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we only see 4 here for Nighthawk, which I think is, I mean, he could use maybe a couple more for that bio army, but it looks like 4 more are on the way, so that's 8. That's a good number.
I was going to say, what's a usual number for Terran players in that case? Like, honestly, what's an average number?
An average number, it's hard because, I mean, if you need more if you're using mainly Marines. I think if you're adding Marauders into the mix, Marauders take up more supply, so you won't have so many medevacs. But in general, I'd say what Nighthawk has got right now is pretty adequate. 8 medevacs for a total of what? 45 Marines? 8 Marauders?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty manageable.
Yeah, we see another Thor and some more Banshees coming out. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh, that's fine. Thors are always good.
Especially with high impact payload against something like this, I feel like would be really, really effective to deal with a lot of those medevacs.
Look, Bertelli is taking a 4th, or that would be a 5th, I suppose.
Yep, that'd be your 5th at this point. Now, it's interesting the way these players decided to expand, because if I would have thought of anything that could have been potentially easier to take and hold, it actually would have been this base up here to the top left.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Instead of trying to go across the map. It's always interesting to see the logic behind how players divvy up maps like this, because they are so big. And we do see I'm thinking this is
Doom Drop 5.
Doom Drop 5. That's what I was trying to picture.
5.
Which number was it?
Oh man. And Nighthawk's moving out. I don't know if he caught that. If he caught it with the scanner or something. He's moving out. Is he going to intercept that?
Nope.
Thing is, he will know it's coming. Oh.
Is this going to be a base race? Are we?
Oh man.
Is this happening?
What is going on here?
Is this happening? Both players
he's close. Pulling back. He's going home.
Oh no.
This is going to have the same result. Oh, looks like he's not even dropping. Okay, there he goes.
And we're going to look at the planetary. Is Nighthawk going to repair it?
Oh no, he loses it.
Loses that planetary.
And this is going to be a wrap for Nighthawk. I don't think...
yeah, that's...
Yeah. It looked like big supply, but once again, there are just so many medevacs there that doesn't have enough.
Yeah, and I think actually the lack of upgrades is coming back to bite Bertelli in a lot of ways.
Finally, we do see that the supply for Nighthawk has taken a lead over Bertelli. And he's comfortable now to just go ahead and push out.
I was going to say, I think we can safely say that Nighthawk can go ahead and just go push across the map. Like, I think that's something that would be feasible to do. Doesn't really have to worry about a whole lot. Now, we do have a small army gathering again for Bertelli up here, but it's not really anything, I would say, of concern.
Not at all, especially because he is only at 1-1 upgrades, while Nighthawk is at 2-2, and his Marines also, Nighthawk's Marines, outnumber Bertelli's, and he's got tanks. Contrary to what I was saying before, Nighthawk does have more medevacs, which means in a pure bio fight, he's going to win. And it looks like Bertelli's going to lose his base up here.
I think actually at this point, the more pivotal base to keep alive, if any, I mean, realizing the situation, is actually going to be that 5th base over here in the corner.
And the Marine engagements.
I heard Marines were pretty good.
Hey, man. They're clearly very good. Only when they've got combat shield, though.
You say they're pretty good. Oh, we have to check it. Oh, my God.
And this planetary.
31. 33 was the final count on that.
That was an experienced planetary, but it does fall.
And Nighthawk successfully just pushing in now. Now, this is coming, what would you say, like half an hour after the preemptive GG?
Yeah, just about. Bertelli thought he had it in him, but it doesn't look like he does. And I'm expecting a GG here pretty soon. There's nothing he can do to really come back from this. This is a very back and forth game. Just a Terran tug of war. There it is. There it is.
GG.
So, yeah, Nighthawk took that series away 2-0. Honestly, I can say, judging by Bertelli's Terran play here, I think he's a little bit more experienced with Terran than he is with Zerg.
Yeah, I think that's pretty apparent in what we just saw. Like I said, I think the thing that caught him the most was not having upgrades. But you know what? Don't fret. You get one more chance as this player. Just as kind of a recap, we're loading up the next couple games, which is going to be Booger Mains versus Skora. Just to kind of recap how this format works out, we have 6 rounds, and then due to the way things break up with Christmas break and whatnot, we're going to see if maybe we can get some show matches going in the middle. But you have 6 rounds, so each group will play twice.
Booger. I can't get over that.
And then once the group stages are done, we will have a tournament from there. And Freaks is still in the game, so I'm trying to wait and see if he'll join me out here in the lobby so we can get going with our second match of the night.